Just
Never got
for
past
whatever
it.
reason, these two all of a sudden have a life. Got no
Oh,
damn life. You go to work.
That's a life. And
That's
after
a life.
he goes to the gym and
You
I have
go
to go
to
to
work
school.
and you're off today. You're not finna do nothing but eat and watch baseball.
Yeah.
Well, I have a life, so
Rushing me to watch. Do the Yankees even play?
Yes, they played Cincinnati today. Yes.
and
Cincinnati.
Wow.
Cincinnati. Yes,
You
they
rushed
lost
me for
last night.
Cincinnati.
They lost to Cincinnati last night. We need a W.
Just let me know when it's the Dodgers.
I got a Dodger cap.
I want to get I want to get a Shohei jersey. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I got a Dodger cap that has my initials on it.
Yeah, but you like caps, don't you?
Yeah, I do like. Well, I like caps. So I was going to get a Pittsburgh cap.
Don't you do it?
I like their colors because it's yellow and red. I mean,
I do like
and black.
I do like the colors. Black and yellow is a great color.
Black and yellow is a good color. Yeah.
Uncle Norm will never let you hear the end of it.
We evolve now. You know, I mean, it's like you need to expand your wardrobe. Right. I look at my closet. All I see is Yankee shit. There's no secret that I'm a Yankee fan.
I just told you I'm getting a Dodgers jersey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why not?
Yeah. I want a Dodgers jersey. I just saw one on Instagram. It's a Shohei Ohtani jersey, but it's got like the little Japanese cherry blossoms on it. That's tough. With his letters in Japanese, that's hard. I got to get a Tyrese Halliburton jersey. I got
they free now.
I got to get a Jalen Brunson jersey.
I'll tell you one thing. You notice that all the players that wore 0 got torn ACLs.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
All with the number 0. Yeah,
they all wear low tops too.
Halliburton's injury was just a freak thing, man.
I don't think his is a freak thing. It's the same thing that happened to KD.
Yeah, with the calf problem.
Yeah, same exact thing.
Yeah,
and to be fair, it's kind of the same thing that happened to Dame. He had those blood clots; those were in his calf.
Oh yeah.
Real quick question about Dame. Is that story about his wife cheating on him real?
How about them Cowboys?
All right. Hello, buddy. Yeah, agree to disagree back on your airways, televisions, TV. I said TV twice, but computers, tablets, cell phones, so forth and so on. I am one of your hosts, Trey, joined by one of my co-hosts, my father. Go ahead, Dad.
Big time is in the house.
Yeah, Mr. Prima Donna himself, joined by his prima donna, prima donna son.
Right. Y'all know who I am.
Rules and anyways, who's the other one?
Nonchalant on a tee. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Little vibe.
Are you doing a shameless plug right now?
Nothing shameless about plugging.
You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay us for that advertising. No free advertisement on this shit.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure.
We'll deduct it from the $50 an episode.
He's not getting paid $50 an episode, so now he owes us $50 an episode. We got a packed show for y'all as usual. Started with OKC winning the finals. Congratulations to them. We're gonna flip over to an old OKCer, Mr. KD, traded to the Rockets, and then we're gonna wrap it up with talking about some of these injuries in the league that we just kind of brushed up on earlier. So without further ado, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Sure.
All right. Well, after dominating the entire season, a grueling 7-game series with the Pacers, and multiple allegations of being a foul merchant, Shea and the OKC Thunder have captured their very first NBA championship. Now, we mentioned before that the NBA seems to be in this state of parity, and now with seven teams winning the championship in the last 7 years, OKC seems to be better set up than most to extend this magical carpet ride. So I asked, Dad, will OKC be the next dynasty?
They got a shot at it, I'll tell you that much. Because Shea's up for an extension, Jalen Williams up for an extension, Chet's up for an extension. That's your core, and they can plug and play with everybody else with draft picks. I mean, they got a lot of draft picks, man, a lot. So I mean, they can plug and play. Dynasty, I can't call a team that took another team 7 games a potential dynasty.
What?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, if you, my thing is, if you're a badass, you're going to be a dynasty. You should have took them out in 5, 6.
No, that's such. Oh,
you asked me a question. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
it's hard.
better not fucking agree to. Sorry, excuse my language. You better not agree, Terrell.
Uh, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna give kudos to to that team because that is a great accomplishment that a lot of people wish that they could achieve. Um, yeah.
But a dynasty?
Do they? You,
What's,
you,
what do you consider a dynasty, Trey? 2 wins, 3 wins?
I haven't even given my answer yet.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, what do you
They're
consider that?
definitely not a dynasty. I feel like that's kind of exaggerated.
No, they're not one currently. I fully agree with that.
I
I
don't think
guess
others
when I
right.
asked this question, like I said, we've been in this state of parity recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
7 in the last 7 years, 9 in the last 12, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Yeah, 9 in the last 12. Um, do we see them repeating,
No,
winning 2 out of 3?
No,
I don't see him repeating.
I
No.
don't see them getting another championship at all.
Yeah, I definitely don't see
Like
him repeating.
with this core, you mean, right, Terrell?
With this core for sure. Yeah.
Not with Shea?
Not with Shea now. No. I
Not
feel
with
like they've
Shea.
given him his flowers with that whole fouling and now since everybody's so focused on the fact that that's how he scores, they're gonna call him with more fouls now. So they don't seem like they're baiting him, just like did with LeBron. They started calling all them fouls, or they stopped calling all them fouls on him so they can get the case off of them. So I feel like that's
Um,
what them.
what do I think a dynasty is? You asked me that earlier. You asked me that a second ago. I think a dynasty has multiple definitions. I think you have your Chicago dynasties.
That's a dynasty.
That's a dynasty.
3 in a row, dynasty.
3 in a row, and then came back and won 3 in a row
Lakers.
again. So two three-peats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, two
Hasn't been done
three-peats, six
since.
and 7 years.
Yeah. Hasn't been
Talk
done
about
since.
yeah, talking about burning like a bright sun. That's a
Yeah.
dynasty.
That's a dynasty.
Showtime Lakers,
Dynasty.
dynasty, no doubt. Bird
Kobe,
Celtics,
Kobe Lakers.
Kobe and Shaq,
Dynasty. Kobe.
dynasty.
Dynasty. Yeah, they won 3 in a row, didn't
Yeah.
Kobe and Shaq didn't win 3 in a row. They won 2 in a row. They got no.
They won three in a row.
they? They won
They
3 in a row.
won
Yeah.
three, almost won 4. They
Almost
lost
won
to
4. Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a dynasty.
To think they could have won 4 if Kobe wasn't being petty. Anyways,
No, if Shaq wasn't being petty.
nah. Anyways, we had our conversation another day. So
Shaq
you
still
have those type of dynasties where they burn bright, you know what I mean? They have a lot of success in shorter period of times. Um, but then you have dynasties like the Spurs,
Okay.
who never went back to back, but won. Let me do the math real quick. 5 in 15. We'll call it 15 to 20 years, something like that. If I'm
That's
doing my math,
I don't think that's a dynasty either.
that's consistent. Whoa. That's consistent.
That's one in every 4 years.
Yeah, but and mixed in with all that is constant
Playoffs,
finals
yeah.
appearances and Western
Yeah.
Conference champions. Like that's consistent success with 5 championships attached to it. It's not like we'll call it Houston during that period of time when they was playing the Warriors. Not like they kept getting to the Western Conference Finals
And
only
losing.
only to lose. You know what I mean? Like I get it if it's that they won 5 championships in those 15 years, one every 3 or one every 4 year, depending on how you want to do the math, which
Right.
is solid. That's consistent success. If Shea goes out and wins a championship, if Shea, Chet, and Jalen, or some combination of those three, go out and win 4 or 5 championships within the next 13, 14, 15 years, we're not going to call that a dynasty.
I call that consistency. I don't call that a dynasty.
I think that's a dynasty.
Yeah. I think when I think dynasty, I think first of all, when I think dynasty, I think you like you the baddest motherfucker out there. Like you coming into the playoffs, like when the Bulls was considered a dynasty, they were beating everybody on their way to the championship, series after series after series after series. Like, there was no doubt that they were winning the damn championships. That's how I consider. Even in football, okay, what it was calling Kansas City a dynasty with Pat Mahomes. There was no doubt they was going to win. Steelers, when they were was considered a dynasty, no doubt they was going to win. That's how I look at a dynasty. I don't look at it as, okay, we won in 2020 and then in 2025 we won again. Okay.
Well, okay. So you say no doubt. What if it's no surprise that they win? Because in any of those championships that they won, it was never a surprise that they won those championships. The Spurs, right? Except for maybe
against
when they beat the Heat.
When they beat Miami, right?
Yeah, except for maybe when they beat the Heat. That was the surprise one. But even
honestly,
then, that was the last one. They had 4 before that. They had dominated up to that point.
To your point about dynasties, it's hard for me to see a small market being a dynasty. That's all. And I think
that's the NBA's fault.
That is the NBA. That's sports fault. It's not just the NBA.
That's not true. I'm gonna say
NBA
the Carolina works Panthers, in the NFL. Small market don't mean a damn thing in the NFL, and it don't mean a damn thing in the MLB. That's a basketball thing.
That's a basketball thing. Yeah. You need superstars, and right now, Oklahoma City, they just not a household name for me. I mean, even now, when they won the championship, but wasn't you thinking about Harden, Westbrook, and KD when they say OKC?
Yeah, that's what you're always going to think about.
You're always going to think that.
Now, I think it's more so because we're the older generation, so we're going to think
that's fair. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're the first Thunder we know. You know what I mean? Literally, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Durant is the first superstar they've ever had.
Yep.
As the Thunder, I mean.
As a Thunder.
Yeah, as the Thunder. As a Supersonic, the first one they drafted was Russ.
No,
to put that in perspective,
they drafted KD. KD was first.
He was a Sonic. Sonic drafted KD.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. He was. That's why I say the first one the Thunder drafted.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Yeah, the first one the Thunder drafted was Russ. To put that in perspective, Russ still in the league.
Okay.
To put that in perspective, that's how young the Thunder is as a franchise. So yeah, we'll probably our generation will probably still think about them, no doubt. But this generation won't.
So let me ask you this. Was that an exciting finals?
Yes.
Terrell,
yes.
Was that exciting?
Well, only because I went to 7 games.
Okay.
He don't watch ball.
Okay. Well, so let me ask you another question. Was the play exciting?
Yes.
You say yes?
I'll never get excited with watching not even I won't get excited with basketball really anymore. It's not
casual
unless LeBron's playing, but other than that,
casual.
The rest of them,
what's missing in basketball, in my opinion, that makes it exciting.
Passion,
dunks. There was barely any dunks in that whole series, man.
It's dunks.
It was a mid-range,
as caveman of a take as that
what can I tell you, man? I mean,
I have to agree with you.
It's like a home run in baseball. You're going to sit there and watch singles and doubles all day.
If we want to talk, that's not a caveman thing, because that's what separates women basketball and men's basketball. That's what
it does.
Well, no, that's why I say I don't mean cavemen in a bad way. I mean cavemen as in like, as simple as that take is, he's right.
Right. There was no dunks, man. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Mid-range, 3-pointers, and defense.
I would have loved to seen somebody get yammed.
I would like to see somebody get yammed on. Yes.
For sure. No doubt.
A signature move, a signature dunk.
Pascal got one.
He did.
He did. Come on. Pascal got a body.
Look how long it took you to remember that.
But he got a body, bro. That was a good one.
Look how long it took.
Shout out Pascal.
It's like
he put Jalen Williams in a body bag, boy.
He did. But again, it just, to me, it was, if this is what the NBA is putting out as a product now, mid-range games, and 3-pointers.
And fouling.
It's boring.
Nobody wants to watch that.
It's a boring product.
Man, how far we have come.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to a baseball game.
Yeah, exactly, because at least, especially if the Yankees
your damn mind.
I mean, so what's more exciting right now? Aaron Judge is more exciting than the NBA.
Watching baseball in person and watching basketball in person, basketball is
totally different.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Absolutely not.
It is.
Last time you've been to a baseball game, Trey?
When's the last time I've been to a baseball
Go to a
game?
baseball game. Yeah, go to a baseball game. Thank you.
They take steroids.
I've been
now.
to one more recently than an NBA game.
You went to a WNBA game, though.
No. Well, yeah, that's not comparison. Next.
Trey,
I'd rather do that than go to a baseball game.
But
you talking about Aaron Judge?
You're an NBA
Aaron
fan,
Judge is
though.
1 out of 9 batters.
You just said it yourself, Shohei Ohtani. You want to Shohei Ohtani a jersey.
Yeah, he's
Dodgers-
Shohei Ohtani.
He's a baseball player.
LeBron is 1 out of 12 on the bench. Nobody's going to the game to watch the rest of the team if LeBron's playing.
Yeah, but he's on the court
watch
for
Austin
40.
Reeves.
He's on the court for we'll not use LeBron.
30.
Yeah, I say
He's on the
Don't say
court.
he's on the court for 36 of the 48 minutes.
The play is he the play? He may be on the court, but he's not the attention. If you don't have the ball in your hand, nobody's watching him.
No, but he has a chance because he's on the court. Give me Giancarlo Stanton. If Giancarlo Stanton is on the base, can anything happen for Aaron Judge?
Who?
Giancarlo Stanton. He's a designated hitter for the Yankees.
He still plays for them, right?
Yeah, he still plays for them.
Or Jazz Chisholm.
That's my dog, man.
He still plays for them, right?
That's my dog.
I'm only saying baseball is more entertaining because the atmosphere. It's not really the sport itself. Realistically, Trey, if one person don't ever watch baseball, it's me.
Yeah, here you are fucking defending it. I don't get it.
I just went to go see my favorite player in the world, Kyrie Irving, play basketball. And I went to a baseball game. And I'm telling you, baseball is more fun to watch in person. It is. It's the people that
you went to a baseball game recently?
Yeah, I just went to the Orioles game like last week.
You went to an Orioles game?
Yeah.
Who'd they play?
They suck, but I mean,
I know, and you're telling me that's why the atmosphere is good because they ain't selling a good product.
They beat
they
the
said,
Yankees.
shit, if you can't see a good game, you're at least going to see a good party.
DC not selling a damn thing in that basketball team, and I almost went to sleep in the game. But
because Kyrie was there, they said, "Look, Kyrie and Luke is there. We're gonna let them sell the attraction."
Bro. When I tell you at that game, I promise you, people were only there because they wanted to see Kyrie Irving.
Oh, for sure.
Nigga, Trey, people had DC jerseys on, and when Kyrie touched that ball, everybody brought out the phone.
Brought out the phones. For sure. For sure. I'll do you one better, Terrell. I went to that WNBA game. Oh yeah. I was in Atlanta, deep in Atlanta, with watching all types of niggas with dreads and black dudes and black women and black kids and black boys and girls with this little white girl on their shirt. I'm telling, me included, guilty as charged. Me and my son included. Guilty.
Like, I watched that. That's more exciting because she's new. She's like a goat almost. Like there's not no girl playing or in basketball that shoot like her, playing like her. She plays like a man, which is cool. But that's something.
Thank you, Terrell. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, she plays like a man for sure.
I'm glad you said it. I tried to explain. We're going off topic, but I tried to explain that to somebody about Caitlin Clark. And I was like, she plays, I think the word I used was swagger. She plays with a swagger, like a dude.
Yeah.
Like Juju Watkins, and Paige Beckers plays like dudes. All three of them play like dudes. Yeah. That's why they have caught on.
Yeah.
And they like guys, which is crazy.
Go figure.
And when you wanted to be guys, we'll be playing like them, and they don't. That's crazy. That's what's funny about it.
That shit is wild. Nah, but circling back to the original topic, I think OKC. I guess it really just depends on what you define as a dynasty. I consider San Antonio a dynasty. I get your point. Never winning back to back, and won in every 3 years, but I don't want to ask you because it's going to seem like it's a loaded question, but wouldn't you take one championship in every 3 years right now for your Knicks?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, for sure.
But does that mean they're dynasty?
Yes, no doubt. As long as it's with the same core. That's why.
Okay, I see.
That's why
so
the
Manu Ginobili,
Tony Parker,
and Tim Duncan,
and then throw in Kawhi later.
All right, I got you. Now I understand.
So as long as it's Shea, Jalen, and Chet, would we consider them the core?
That's the core, yeah.
Yeah, we would consider those three the core. So as long as it's those three,
Luke
or
York
at
is
least
out.
two of those three because y'all know how business works. The money gonna start looking funny in a couple of years. So as long as it's two of those three that are consistently winning championships, I can call it a dynasty. So
But
do they
okay,
have a chance to be one? Yeah, they set up beautifully.
OKC got a pretty good thing going because
They set up beautifully, man.
Watson, Kaysen,
Oh, Case and Wallace.
Kaysen Wallace.
He was a lottery pick. Fun fact of the day.
Seriously,
Mhm.
he's nice. He's nice.
That's why he was a lottery pick.
I think they're going to jettison Lou Dort. They won't be able to afford him.
Nah, he just made us some money, but they don't need him. They got Jalen Williams.
Harkenstein, I think once his contract is up, they'll get rid of him. Depending on how Chet develops as a center or if they need a center, you'll see Harkenstein disappear. See, you see where I'm going with this though? Once you max out SGA,
which is coming this year.
Jalen Williams is going to get a max contract because he was on the defensive team, all defensive player.
He was.
Right.
Second team, right?
Third team.
Or third team. Okay.
Third team. They'll max out. They'll max out Chet. Now you start dealing with the aprons.
Well, yeah, you start dealing with a problem because Shea gonna hit 70.
A problem they've never had.
A problem they've never had.
Right.
So here's the question. Well, do you think they make a move?
I think they keep the core together for another 2 years, maybe 3 years, depending on the development of Holgram. If he puts on a little bit more weight, or if he becomes Wemby 2.5, a big guy that can shoot threes. But I think it all depends on him. I think Williams and SGA are going to stay there, regardless. They work well together.
Williams?
I think Williams stays. Yeah.
I think it's Chet that stays.
It depends, man. It depends on because you can get a Chet. You can get a Chet in the draft. And again, remember, they have high draft picks.
You can get a Jalen in the draft too. He's just a offensive wing.
You can. But he's he also developed his offensive game this year. Dude scored 40 in the playoffs, man. In the championship.
He did, no doubt. Yeah, he scored a 40 ball, but then turned it right back up the next game and
laid an egg.
7.
Yeah, and laid a big ass egg too.
I think it dropped 7 points the next game.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm guessing it, but it was something like that. It was in that range. That game, what was that? Game 6? Yeah, that game 6 was terrible for that entire Thunder team.
So let me ask you this question. I can't, it's not really a good question because he's out for the year, but had Halliburton not gotten hurt and OKC had won, who you think would have had a better chance of winning next year?
If everybody stays healthy?
Everybody stays healthy.
Probably OKC.
You don't think Indiana would have been in a better position being in the East?
Oh, hold on. Run that back. Nah, probably Indiana.
Yeah, they would have had a better chance of going back.
They got a better chance because their path would be easier. The only people that have to deal with is who they already beat: New York and Cleveland.
And Cleveland, right? Maybe Milwaukee gets a little bit better. I don't know.
Maybe if Milwaukee makes a move, but again, they already beat them.
Right, they already beat them. So again, their path would have been a lot easier to get back to the championship than OKC's would have been had not been for the torn Achilles with Halliburton. So.
Nah, for sure. Shout out Halliburton.
Yeah. He came out smoking, man. I was like, oh,
man, he was 3 for 3.
Kicking it.
He hit that third one. I said, shit. I was watching it in the car.
This gonna be a good game. Yeah,
I said, shit. Is it gonna be one of those games for Tyrese? Is he gonna shut everybody up today?
And then it happened.
Yeah. 4-minute mark. Damn. But again, shout out to OKC for winning the championship. Again, in all seriousness, congratulations to you guys. First one in franchise history. First one for a lot of those players.
Second,
except for Caruso, I think.
Second,
yes, Caruso second. So
no, second for the franchise.
What was their first?
Seattle.
I'm not counting. OKC.
Just saying.
I just said OKC. In OKC's franchise history.
I'm just saying. Seattle, they moved from Seattle. So it's still
Seattle currently, yes, but when Seattle gets another team, they will then continue their own thing. They're not going to take OKC's team and move it to Seattle. And no, it's OKC.
Okay.
Congratulations, guys. Anyways. Staying in the NBA, we will move over to Texas, where the greatest hit man the NBA has ever seen, excluding Big Shot Bob, is on the move again. This time to H-Town. Houston strikes again with the second blockbuster trade of this offseason and has been, or it has, oh, sorry, let me read that back. The second blockbuster trade of the offseason has been made by sending the mama's boy, the fake tough guy, the 10th overall pick, and 5 chances at drafting either the next Joker or Draymond, all for KD. And all jokes aside, this is more than anticipated of a return by everybody except for Nick Wright, who called this exact thing, and giving pieces for Phoenix to build off or flip for even more assets. So I'll ask you, Terrell, who won this trade, Houston or Phoenix?
Phoenix. KD's washed up just like LeBron. He needs you out the league too. Not saying he's not going to get an automatic bucket, not this and that, but I don't think he cares anymore. He been smoking too much weed all day.
Whoa.
Serious. You can tell he doesn't care.
You think he just in it for the money?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Or something to do. I mean, he's not
I
old.
would say the money.
Yeah, he's not old as a person. So it's like, shoot, he can still hoop. I mean, why not? Just like LeBron and us, I give them both to understand, like, if you can still do it, I don't see why not. Like being in effect too, like you're scoring 20 plus points a game.
Yeah, there you go. Come on,
But
man.
I don't think that they won the trade with that. They traded Jalen, wasn't
The
it?
mama's boy, yeah.
Jalen Green and
They didn't win that at all.
Dylan Brooks.
Well, Dylan Brooks. Now I'm still not playing. Yeah, I don't think they won that. It's not like a more like a huge win, but no, I don't think that they won that trade at all.
Where you at, Dad?
I think Houston won that trade hands down.
Hands down.
They didn't give anything up. Dude, they still got Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., Seguin, that's how you pronounce his last name? Shingun. And they got Van Fleet. They'll re-up on him.
They didn't give anything up. They didn't give shit up. They didn't give up Jalen Green.
Jalen Green, the only person that made out on this was Jalen Green. Okay, because he gets to go to Phoenix. Like I told Trey earlier, he likes old women. There ain't nothing but old women in Phoenix. It's a retirement community. He'll fit right in.
He is the mama's boy.
Thank you. So no, I think Houston won that championship. I mean that trade hands down. Phoenix could have got way more than that for KD. I'm sorry.
I don't think they could have.
You don't think so? They could have got Darius Garland. Darius Garland's a better fit than
he'd have been a better fit, but
he'd have been a better fit than Jalen Green. But he wasn't on. Cleveland was not on KD's preferred list. But then Phoenix was like, we don't care what your preferred list is. We're going to get whatever we want.
Yeah.
Right. Darius Garland to me is a better.
Averaged 21 points last season.
Who?
Jalen Green.
He's inconsistent though.
He's so streaky.
Yeah. What was his percentage though?
38.
He probably shot what?
42.
Yeah.
42.
From what? The field?
From the field.
Yeah, field goal.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Yeah, that's trash.
Or is that
that's trash.
No, it's field goal.
That's trash.
That ain't
that's
good.
Trash. 42%.
35.
I can do 42%. I'm 60.
He was their leading scorer, shooting 42% from the field.
They were a defensive-minded team.
But 42%?
He had no, don't get me wrong. He had his moments. He had a couple of good games, but he was just inconsistent. And he
only had one good playoff game.
He did. Just one.
He dropped 37 and still shot 29% from the field.
Yeah, I think for a fact that and they got the number 10 pick and a bunch of second rounders
and a bunch of shots at the next Joker or Draymond.
That's lightning in a bottle.
I just gave you 2 examples.
Oh no,
or it could be the next Bronny.
Y'all are kind of playing Jalen Green a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, he's not. I didn't say he was trash. I just said he's
only 20. He's only 23.
That was his third year in the league, Terrell, right?
Here's the other part to that. You still got Booker there. You should be entertaining training Booker.
4th year in the league.
Which is what I think. See, I'm glad you said that, Dad. Thank you very much. Which is why I think Phoenix won this trade.
Why?
Because I think
I thought you said
this is the beginning of the blow up.
You think this is the beginning of the blow up?
No doubt. Remember what I was telling you before? Depending on what happens with like what the next moves were Phoenix and Boston were, we're going to tell you what they planned on doing, whether they were going to blow it up or whether they were going to compete. Boston with this Anthony Simons move signals that they're going to try and compete. That move for trading away KD for what they got, that signals it might be the end of Phoenix, or it might be the end of Devin Booker in Phoenix.
They're also talking about buying out Bradley Beal.
Oh, I would have been did that. They should did that shit last year.
They shouldn't have bought that nigga in. Who told them to do that one? I remember when I seen that trade. I'm like,
good point. Like, right. What sense did that make?
We all, to our credit, all three of us said that shit. That makes no sense. There's only one
hyped
ball.
It up. Yeah, they hyped it up.
Tried to fool us,
no
like
sense.
Bradley Beal, bro. Come on.
But look, follow me, right? So you trade, you get Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, 10th pick, and a bunch of second rounders. Okay. So you can either decide, you either flip, you and I both know Jalen Green and Devin Booker is probably not going to stay on that team.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to stay on that team, especially with Bradley Beal on and Dylan Brooks. That's four two guards I just named that are all around the same size. So you can't even put one at the 2 or you can't even put one at the 1 and one at the 3. They're all the same size, like 6'4", 6'5". So what that signal to me is Phoenix is about to try and do some flipping. So who do you flip if you're Phoenix? Either Jalen Green or what did I just say? Or Devin Booker.
You can't flip Green until December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't flip him until December.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Trade deadline. Yeah, so, no, trade deadline.
Yeah, so if you don't do if the draft is tomorrow, right?
Oh, you're not worried about draft picks.
Well,
tomorrow's draft picks at least.
Well, okay, so if I'm Phoenix, if I'm behind the scenes, I'm actively looking for somebody to take Booker from me.
For sure. If you can get somebody
this year.
Like if you can get somebody to overpay you for Booker this year, no doubt. Before the draft, for sure. I just don't think that's the plan.
Let me give you a scenario on this, okay? You're the 76ers. You got the number 3 pick, okay? Wouldn't a nice little, and this is just me, 3-way trade with Booker going to the 76ers, Paul George being jettisoned, the East Bubblefuck, and Phoenix getting as many draft picks as they possibly can out of the 2 teams that's involved?
Nah, yeah. If that trade is on the table,
that's a good trade for Phoenix.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's a good trade. You get Ace Bailey.
I think that's both teams.
DJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, that's a win for both teams.
Right. It's good for everybody. But
and you still get PG.
But does Maxey and Booker work in the same backcourt?
I think Booker fits with a lot. Booker, this Olympics showed me he can fit just about anywhere.
It's the Olympics, though.
Yeah, but my point is, if he don't have to do it, he don't have to do it. That's what that showed me. He can clearly be like he can play off ball, I guess is my point.
All right.
He can be the spot up shooter every now and again.
Okay.
I like Devin Booker.
I do too.
I do too. I do like Devin Booker, yeah. This game is so underrated.
Yeah. It's very old school.
It is. Yeah, it's
Kobe. It's Kobe.
Yeah, it's very shore.
Yeah. It's Kobe.
Shore.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
very, very, Kobe's a good. He's very Kobe.
Because honestly, if I'm Phoenix, I'm trying to get another pick in this draft. This draft is deep.
It is, but it just gets deeper. I think if you're Phoenix, you just want to load up on draft picks. Period. You shot literally all 4 of your guns.
You can shorten your rebuild if you can get in this draft with the number 3 and the number 10. You know what else? Unfortunately, we look good with the Spurs, but the Spurs are not interested in old people coming and play with us.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, they showed that with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, we don't want Durant. Yeah, we don't. But you got to be a certain age to play for the Spurs.
If you can,
Shea averaged the 2nd most blocks in the league.
Shea who?
Oops, sorry. That was for the game that they just played.
Oh, okay. I thought say second.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, am I?
But nah, I don't think if you're Phoenix needs to take their time on something. like, yeah, you can speed up the process, and if that's on the table, go for it. I
Right.
think Phoenix wins that. That just has to be on the table.
All right.
I
Okay.
hate to be the party. We're about to leave in a second to go to the gym, so if we can either keep this going or
I'm gonna kick you the fuck off this show.
hey, you took 50 minutes to get on the call.
So
I told you I have class at 6 o'clock, and I have to go to the gym before.
You
It
can
would have
bounce.
worked. It would have worked in a second.
Yeah, you can go. Me and Trey can bring it home. We only got one more topic.
Giannis averaged 33 points a game last season. That's crazy.
Get the hell out of here.
It was nobody. I mean, he had nobody else to. It was just him. Shit. What do you expect?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just him.
He averages 30
Problem ain't no
points a career.
commitment.
Who, me?
Period.
Like, I don't even know what you're talking about at this point.
Everything else is always more important. I got something else to do.
He's right.
Yes, nigga.
That's the damn problem.
Cool.
Right.
Life. Do you remember how, like, when you asked me about this podcast and I told you that I'm not going to be able to be consistent with it?
I know. I'm very aware, which is why I didn't ask you. You wanted to be in this.
Slow down. I was a guest speaker for a long time. A guest speaker appears years. And now I'm a part of the show.
You wanted to be a part of the show. So y'all just gonna start doing episodes without the young bull? That was you who said, get out of here so we can finish this show. I'm not finna debate with you. Bye-bye. That's the problem. Ain't no commitment.
I was committed.
And it's just the gym, by the way. I mean, you can always go to the
Everything is always more important.
Just the gym.
Yeah, it's just the gym. So you can get you one of these.
Dad, put it away.
Do some crunch.
The camera's recording now. You don't have to put that one away.
Get your arm trainer.
Nah, man. Gym is life. Ah!
And
works out fine for me.
And you know what, Terrell? That is totally fair. And your priorities will bring you muscles, not success on this channel. Get the hell out of here.
Muscles.
Health.
Muscles and health, not success on this channel. Get the hell out of here. Bye.
So sassy.
Bye.
Little tension there, right?
Bye.
Didn't this nigga come in 50 minutes late and now I'm the problem?
Bye. I had technical difficulties, yet here I am.
I didn't blame it.
I didn't give up. I didn't give up.
If I would have gave up, I would have hung up when it took you 45 minutes to get on the call. But I stayed.
If you was gonna leave halfway through the episode, you should have.
Not halfway. You only have one more thing left.
2/3 through the episode, you should have. Is that better?
It is better. That's 66% instead of 50.
Anyways, are you leaving or not?
Yes, I am. Okay.
See ya.
Love you guys.
Later. Love you too.
This is man. Love you. All right, player. Let's bring this home with the OGs, the original crew.
It's about to be the only G's. The only G's.
Okay.
Anyway.
So like I was saying, if I'm Phoenix, I think Houston won the trade, like I said in the beginning, because they're ready to win now. Okay, they didn't give up their young bucks. They gave up Dylan Brooks, who I think they overpaid it for in the first place to bring him down there.
No doubt.
They gave him a Mercurial guard and a bunch of second-round picks and a number 10. That's good for them.
For sure. They didn't have to break the bank. I got you on that. But if you're Houston, okay, I don't want to ask this because it's going to sound like I'm taking a shot, but just hear me out. All right. Did you get better?
You didn't get worse.
But did you get better?
You got a closer. They didn't have a closer last year.
Yeah, but you still got to deal with OKC, maybe Golden State,
Denver,
Lakers, the Lakers,
yeah,
maybe the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like, and did KD make you
Minnesota?
KD without all of that make you that much better? He's an okay at best defender.
They were number 2 last year, though.
Yeah, they were number 2 last year in a first round exit. So what is
They
number
were number 2.
2?
They were number 2 without a closer.
So what
Rookie
is
of
their
the year.
real expectation then?
They just have a closer now. They have somebody they can go to that can end the game for them.
Just the team right now, or if you said, or if somebody asked you, what do you think KD and the Rockets can do? What do you say?
I think they can. I think they can be right where they were last year. I think they'll be no. Well, I think the Lakers will be better this year. I think OKC will still be OKC this year, next year. So I think they'll slide in somewhere around number 3.
So why make that move?
Honestly, because as my understanding was, ownership did not want to do it, but coach did. So coach
Coach
won.
wanted to.
Yes, coach wanted him. Ownership didn't want him at all. They did not want him. That's what I heard. But he talked them into it. And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Email you,
We'll see.
dog.
We'll see who wins if they don't extend him.
That's a good point.
Yeah. If Houston doesn't extend him, then it's like, okay, this is just a 1-year rental. And they'll free up for next year with salary because not only will he come off the books, Van Fleet will come off the books
Van
next
Fleet
year.
will come off the books too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
And who
true.
doesn't want to go to Houston and play for Houston with that core? They'll still have a good core.
You'd have to see who some of the
You have
free
to see who's
agents.
going to be free agents
Yeah,
next
who's
year.
gonna be
Yeah.
a free agent next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, okay, maybe it gives you some financial flexibility, kind of like the Anthony Simons deal to Boston.
Yeah.
Um,
Which y'all saved about 40 million of the 300 million that y'all was over.
say what? We saved so much more than that. His contract ends this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of paying 30, 34, 30, 32, 34, and 37, it's just 20 something this year. And
What do you think about Jordan Poole getting traded to
oh yeah, I heard y'all say something about that. What's
CJ
the
McCollum?
trade?
CJ McCollum for Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey.
Jordan Poole to the Wizards.
Pelicans. He was already a bullet.
Oh, I mean to the Pelicans. Sorry, to the Pelicans. Initial thoughts. Damn, Dad, you were not lying. Niggas is being
I'm telling you, this is gonna be the
people
year
are being
trades,
traded.
Yeah, yeah. Wait till tomorrow.
Why you say tomorrow?
Draft day.
Oh, the draft. Got you. Yeah, the draft is tomorrow. Dang, the turnaround is so fast. What do I think about it? Initial thoughts. CJ probably either eventually gets bought out or traded. Jordan Poole.
He had 2 years left on his deal that he signed with the Warriors.
So
this year and next year.
You got JP and Zion.
Honestly, to me, New Orleans is that's where people go to die. Basketball wise, you cannot depend on Zion. It shows you still can't depend on him. You don't know if he's going to be healthy. You don't know if he's going to be interested. Herb Jones is the best player. Yeah, Herb Jones is the best player out there right now.
Shout out Herb Jones.
And adding Jordan Poole to the mix, and you still have DeJounte Murray.
He torn Achilles.
Yeah, he'll be back though. He's out for the year. He had it early though, right?
Because his happened in the middle of the year.
Yeah, so he might be back by after
so we'll
Christmas.
see. Yeah, might towards the end. They might give him some burn at the end of the year. So we'll see.
But at least they have scoring now. As kooky as Poole is and as weird as
he's gonna get a bucket.
He's gonna get a bucket for you, yeah.
But he's also kind of like I think Jordan Poole's best role is as a 6-man.
Yeah, it is.
Like for example, he'd have been great in Boston.
Yeah, y'all can't afford him, but yeah.
No, not just like, for example, if we had, not saying I want to get rid of Pritchard or anything, but if it was Jordan Poole instead of Pritchard, do we have a drop off? No.
That's true. I would give you that. Yeah. Yeah.
Just hell. If I'm Denver could have made a call.
Can't afford him though. Ooh. He'd have been lethal out there.
He could have made
honestly, anybody in Denver would be lethal.
Yeah, because of Yoke.
Because of Yoke, yeah.
Do you think there's anybody out there for Denver? Because I don't want them to stand pat.
They need shooters.
But they don't got
in order for them to get shooters, they got to get rid of Michael Porter Jr.
You think it's Michael Porter Jr. they got to get rid of?
Porter Jr., yes.
I don't think it's Michael Porter Jr. they got to get rid of.
I think it's Michael Porter Jr.
It's Jordan. It's Jamal
You
Murray.
think it's Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a market for Jamal Murray. As if I'm a GM, all right, and you're Denver, and you
Mhm.
call me and you say let's work out something, the first thing I'm gonna say to you is I want Michael Porter Jr. I don't want Jamal Murray.
You want Michael Porter Jr. injury
I
prone
want
Michael
Michael
Porter
Porter.
Jr.?
Yes, yes, I do.
They just did streaky
Michael Porter Jr. has more upside than to me than Jamal Murray does, and
because
plus
of
Jamal
his
Murray,
size.
right, and Jamal Murray has a lot more miles on his ass, and plus he had that injury.
So did Michael. Nah,
Okay, but
don't talk to me about injuries with Michael Porter Jr.
I still think Michael Porter Jr. has a better upside than Jamal Murray. And I think Michael Porter Jr. game transcends away from Denver,
You
depending on
don't
where he is.
think
I think if Michael Porter Jr. was on Golden State, they would be lethal.
Jordan Poole, I mean, I said Jordan Poole, Lord, Jamal Murray would do well in Milwaukee with
He's
Giannis?
not he's not a consistent 3-point shooter. He's a mid-range guy. Um,
That's okay. We just saw a mid-range guy win a championship.
we did. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of Jamal Murray. You know, shout out to Jamal Murray. They won a championship. He played extremely well during that run.
Yes, he did.
He's just I don't see him as a leader. He's definitely not the leader of Denver. Jokic is.
That's fair.
Yeah. So again,
He's definitely a second option, but
if I'm your GM, that's who I'm going
I
after. I'm
guess
going
when
after
I say
Buck,
that, to me, he's a guaranteed second option. I don't know if Michael Porter Jr. is that.
depending on what team he goes on.
I still don't know. I haven't seen it. I have seen Jamal Murray be a second option on a championship team.
Okay.
I have seen that. So, I mean, flipping back, I don't know if KD makes Houston that much better. As far as did Houston give up an arm and a leg to get KD? No, they didn't. So do people if people want to say Houston won this trade, I'm not mad at them. But to me, Houston didn't get better. And if you weren't gonna get better, then you could have just stuck with what you had. Left your flexibility. I mean, I guess his numbers come off the books next year, but if you re-sign him, then
You know what they got better at?
where
In the box office.
go-to scoring, yeah, box office.
Box office, yeah. I mean,
That's fair.
people
There's
gonna
gonna
come
be
see.
they're gonna have hella
Yeah.
TV games next year.
Thank you. Thank you. The games they didn't have this year. People gonna chase KD.
No, that's
People
fair.
gonna come see KD.
I would like to see it. That's a
Yeah.
good
So
point.
some trades might not look good from the business from the
From the
roster
basketball
standpoint,
standpoint.
right? But from a business standpoint, you're selling KD jerseys like crazy.
Oh
now.
yeah, no, for sure. Business, you got
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Houston won the fuck out of that trade. Excuse my language again. As far as business, yeah, nah. I might go get me a red KD jersey ASAP because that thing is tight. That would be hard.
Yeah.
Especially with the number
35.
35. I don't want
Yeah.
to see no 13 or
And he
whatever
went to
he wore.
Texas.
Or I don't want to see 7. I want to see 35.
Yeah. And he went to Texas. Come on, man.
Oh, and he went to
He
Texas.
went to Texas. UT, baby.
Oh.
UT. Yep. So hey.
Yeah. Shout out to Houston. I would
But
I can't wait to see.
I still can't believe that's all they got, fam. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I get why, because KD has been traded
For
once or
a
twice.
lot. Well, once.
He's moved a lot.
He's moved a lot. Free agency.
He's only been traded once.
He's been twice. The Nets
traded twice, right?
Yeah,
To
Nets
the
traded. Suns for Mikal Bridges.
Because I'm thinking this would be the second time, right?
Second time, yeah.
Okay. Yes, this would be the second time.
Yeah.
So yeah, prior to
technically,
for first round picks.
Technically, if you want to be technical about it, he's been traded 3 times.
Was Golden State?
Golden State traded him and got back D'Angelo
Brooklyn?
Russell. Brooklyn and got back
Brooklyn was a sign and trade.
Yeah, and they got back D'Angelo Russell.
Good point.
So 3 times he's been traded.
If you want to be technical, it's been 3
technical,
times.
right?
That's fair. But still, like, it's actually funny. You're saying that, and they got closer to the first return than they did the second return. Because if I'm not mistaken, what was that return for?
From Brooklyn,
For Brooklyn.
D'Angelo Russell. That's it.
That's it, right? No
That's
first
it.
round picks.
No first round picks. I think
So
it was a
yeah,
straight up.
it was a straight up player swap.
I think so, yeah. Because the
So
salaries matched at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I remember he got that extension
Yeah,
after leading them to the
yeah,
playoffs. I remember.
right.
But so yeah, so this is as far as returns for KD. This is the second best return you got for KD. You weren't going to get 4 first round picks. I was hearing things like
You
people
want
didn't even want to give up a first.
Nah, I wouldn't give up for you 37, man.
That's what I mean. You're talking about you wouldn't even have given up a first, but then you're also saying you're surprised they got all that in the deal. That
No,
was
I'm surprised Phoenix could have I think Phoenix could have got more,
see.
is what I said.
Oh, see, okay, could have gotten more. I think that's what I meant to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think those two things can exist.
I think they could have. I think I just think they wanted to get it done before the draft.
That
And
could be that, and that could
yeah,
be the
and
case.
Houston offered them the number 10, and it's like, all right, I think that's the best we could do. Because I mean, if you really think about it, anybody above 10 wasn't on his preferred list.
Oh yeah, nah, because then you would have to send
Right.
him to a rebuilding team
Right. Well, I'm saying, so the Knicks, let's say the Knicks would have got involved, their pick would have been down in the 20,
in the
late 20s.
20s.
Right. I don't think Phoenix wanted that. And they didn't want to take on they didn't want Mikal Bridges back because
At all.
that's what they traded for him in the first place. OG Obanami, they didn't want him. Cat, they didn't want him. So the Knicks was out. Okay.
You're not going to trade him to Miami.
Because they didn't have anybody.
Yeah, they don't have any
And
assets,
Pat Riley didn't want to get off of some of the young bucks that they had. So
and you're
um,
not trading for Bam,
right, and you're not putting a hero
and
in
you're
the,
not trading
in
for
the equation.
Tyler.
Right. So outside of Robinson, um, they don't have anybody in Miami that was worth trading for. At
Yeah,
least at least Pat Riley didn't want to get off his young bucks.
I'm excited to see.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
I'll be watching shit, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see. You got Forever and Bleed. I don't know who's going to play the two. Uh, yeah, I don't know because you got rid of both your two, so I don't know who's going to play the two. We'll see in free agency. But you got
I tell
Forever
you somebody who gave up too much for a fucking player, excuse my language. Orlando.
for Desmond Bain.
Oh my God.
What was that trade? Let me
It
remember.
was crazy, man. They gave up pick swaps. They gave up
Wasn't it like 5 first rounders or something like
they
that.
gave up
Now I think about it.
Kadavius Caldwell Pope,
Let me see.
and
Was
they
it? Yeah,
gave up a
wasn't it
bunch of
like
draft
five
picks.
first rounders or some wild
Something
stuff
like
like that
that. Yeah, some stupid shit like for Desmond Bain.
from Desmond Bain? Or,
No
no,
disrespect,
say
Desmond,
respectfully.
but come on, really?
We said this to make you feel better, Desmond. We said the same thing about Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges,
Yeah, what the Knicks
and
gave
he's
up
the
for
Knicks
him?
fan.
Woo!
Four first round picks for
Woo!
Mikal. Here it is.
Woo!
So
That's a
the
lot.
Grizzlies got Cole Anthony, Contavious Caldwell Pope, the 16th pick in the draft this year, another first rounder, or 26 first rounder, 28 first rounder, 29 pick swap, and a 30 pick swap. So 5 first rounders and
For
2
Desmond Bain.
rotation players.
Yeah. And he's under contract for the next 3 years, I think.
Yeah, he's already under contract. He just signed an
Yeah.
extension with his T-Rex arms.
That's a lot to give up for Desmond Bain. I'm sorry. He's not even a household name.
Desmond Bain,
Yes.
4
Yes.
first rounders. You got
Yes.
first rounders all the way out till 2030.
Yes. On a young team like that.
You traded my son away for Desmond Bain.
Yes. Yes. Like I said, that's a trade that got your head scratching. Like, wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot. But
That's a
I
lot.
mean, yeah, like I said, we'll be watching. We'll see. Real expectations for KD. I don't have many
Me either.
at all. He has done a very good job at lowering his expectations. And to be fair, I think that was passively his goal because he just wants to go out there and hoop. He's made that
That's
very
it.
clear.
That's it.
And that is all respectfully, that is all we expect of you, to go out there and hoop.
And who?
I don't think y'all got better.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think they got a better scorer. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think they got better as a team as far as, success. And but
you know, the thing about the NBA that really kind of ticks me off is how you come up with these scenarios where just because he went to Houston, they instantly become championship material. You said that last year when he went to Phoenix, and look what happened.
They didn't even make the play-in last year. They
They didn't
got a
make the
first round
play.
exit and
Thank
didn't
you.
make the playoffs.
Thank you. Every time they do that, it just seems like, come on. Dame went to Milwaukee. Oh my God, they're champion. No,
Yep.
dude, it didn't. It just so I mean, it doesn't work that
It
way.
doesn't always work that way.
No, you have to
Hell,
measure.
Luka got traded to the Lakers.
Right, but he was mid-season, so I'm
So
gonna give him.
everybody swore that was going to do it.
Yeah, well, they got off to a good run, but then of course they don't have no big,
Yeah,
so
but
they
they
can't
don't play
rebound.
any damn
And they don't play
defense.
any defense. Yeah, 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 yeah,
We said that from jump. You just started changing your mind because they started
yeah.
winning. They didn't play
Two
no
ball dominant players.
defense.
Yeah, two ball dominant players, and one is 40. So yeah,
I'm saying, and neither one of them played defense, and they didn't have any rim protection. It was never gonna.
that's
It was
true.
never gonna work. That version of the team. So, but anyways, we will see what happens with KD and the Warriors. Real expectations. Same thing they did this year. First round, maybe second round exit, but no championship. Moving on to topic number 3. Without taking any credit away from OKC, Game 7 of the finals had a somber tone from the 4-minute mark of the first quarter after Tyrese Halliburton went down with the torn Achilles. He joins Dame and Tatum as stars who suffered the injury in the postseason, joining 5 other players to make this list a staggering 8. Not to mention losing stars like Kyrie Irving to ACL tears. So although we here at Agree to Disagree understand that injuries are a part of the game, some feel like this may be getting out of hand, and the topic of shortening the season is in full force yet again. So I'll ask you, Dad, should the NBA consider shortening this season?
All right, I've thought about this. Okay,
So have I. Go ahead.
Okay. Positives, negatives. Okay,
Go ahead.
If they shorten the season, do they extend the playoffs? Because that's where they make their money at. Now, here's the problem with that. If you shorten the season and extend the playoffs, small market teams that depend on 41 games for revenue are going to lose it because they can't make the playoffs.
Right.
Charlotte, Washington, right. Teams like that are going to lose money on whatever
Sacramento.
Whatever the new season is. Okay.
Right.
Now, but they also have revenue sharing in the NBA. Shortening the season, does that mean that players will take less time off and you'll have a better product?
Possible.
It's possible, right?
On the table.
On the table, right. And does that mean that games like the excuse my language, the bullshit games become more important? Does a team like Charlotte play a little bit harder because it's a shorter season?
Yes, it's a lot like the NFL.
Like the NFL, right?
Yeah.
You know you can't take a day off
at all.
You need those W's. Should they shorten the season? I know me and you went back and forth on this, and I tell you no, because in my day, they played 82 games. Michael Jordan played 82 games all the time.
100%.
82 games. What do we play? We're playing 82. I got 82. That's just how it was. Now, I would have to say yes, they should shorten the season. I think they should shorten the season to around 60.
Really?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because not only should they shorten the season, they should wait until after Christmas to start the season.
No.
Yes, they should. Okay. You could do it one of two ways. Okay. This is my thing with the NBA, and I know I'm being long-winded, so excuse me.
No, go ahead. You good.
They don't take advantage of where they are right now.
What
and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. If they wait, because let's be honest, they've lost Christmas.
I'm not going to concede that yet.
They have lost Christmas.
It's on the table, but I'm not going to concede it yet.
The NFL has bullied their ass out of Christmas.
Okay? Man, they are deep on the.
They are deep. Now they are purposely putting games on.
Literally,
Christmas.
It's like they just knocked on the front doorstep of Christmas and said, "This is ours now."
Right. It's ours now, right? They practically walked in and kicked them out of Christmas. Okay,
literally,
they're like the Grinch in this situation. Okay,
literally,
I'm serious. Okay, and if the NFL gets a better product, because honestly, when Christmas comes around for them, that's pretty much the end of the season. You really need to find some games that mean something.
Right.
See, that's where the NBA has it on them on Christmas. They can formulate a schedule.
Those games
Those
automatically
games,
mean
right?
something.
They mean something, and they're more entertaining. The
Right.
NFL, but trust me, the NFL will make that shit work. They will get Christmas. They got Thanksgiving. They will get Christmas. Having said that, I think the NBA should wait until New Year's or whatever the case may be and start their season. And I'm gonna tell you why. They need to be the bully with baseball now. I mean, think about this for a second. Wouldn't you be watching basketball in July and August if you had an opportunity? There's nothing else to watch.
I'm glad you said
baseball.
that, but continue.
Except baseball.
Continue.
Baseball. They need
Yeah,
to,
we're
they
dry
need,
for the next 2
right.
months.
They need to understand that they are not that motherfucker anymore. It's football. So, and just like football bullied them out of Christmas, they need to bully baseball out of the summer. They do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
That idea. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you how they would make so much more money in the summertime than they would now.
Right.
Kids are out of school.
And kids are definitely their audience.
Kids are their audience. Kids are out of school. More parents will go to more games in the summertime.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. In these cold weather cities like Detroit, Minnesota, Boston, where it snows all the time. Wouldn't you want to go to a game in the summertime and watch Jason?
Oh,
Jason
for sure.
Taylor? Thank you.
I'd have been at one.
Thank you. I think that's the audience that's the direction that they need to go in. Adam Silver, if you're listening, that's what you need to propose to the Player Association. Let's play in the summertime.
60 games starting the summer, or 60 games?
No, if you're going to do that, let's go 78.
78?
78, yes. Because again, you got the market now.
So
and the minute football season starts, we out. See ya.
So is bully
baseball.
And end in October.
And no, end in like September. End in September. Start in January. What is it now? October.
Well, you could end in October. October wouldn't be too bad because that'd be like
you don't get enough time off.
October into start in the summer.
The only issue
go 2 months for the postseason.
So your draft would start in August. See, so everything would get pushed back.
Everything would just get pushed back.
Right. Everything would get pushed back. Which of course would give guys more chance to declare or not to declare. But I honestly think they need to change their season.
So you think they should just adjust their season?
Yeah.
Maybe lessen a couple of games, but adjust the timing of their season.
Yeah. What do NBA players do in the summertime anyway? They go to fucking they
go to
Cancun.
Cabo.
Yeah, Cabo, Cancun.
Cancun on 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, AAU is more popular in summertime now because kids
popping
out of school. Yeah,
it's popping.
That's what I think they should take. They should take the summer.
I'm glad we did this topic. Actually, this will be fun. I do like your idea. I'm never a proponent of. It's funny. I was talking to Greg about this yesterday, and I've always been on the bandwagon of shorten the season. So it's kind of funny how we're about to do this switcheroo. But I would say don't shorten the season. Leave it 82 games. But there's certainly some adjustments that need to be made.
Obviously.
I think that's clear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can't leave it the same exact way. How I would do it, I was talking to Greg about this yesterday, right? So this is how I would do it, right? Just in a dream world. You know how they do year-round school?
Yeah.
And you go basically to school all year, but you get like a month here off, like 3 weeks here off, blah, 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 yada, 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 right? Make basketball as close to year-round as you can, giving players little week breaks.
Like 3 weeks off.
Yeah, maybe like 2 weeks off, giving the team. Find a way to do a bye week. You know how NFL does bye weeks?
Yeah.
Find a way to do maybe a bye week in the first half of the season and a bye week in the second half of the season, along with
for the whole league.
Yeah, for the whole league, along with adjusting where the all-star game is. Because I think it's clear we're not going to shorten the season.
No.
We're not yet. Even as much as we can cry for, as much as we can, we're not going to shorten the season. It's not happening.
I don't think the networks will let them do it anyway.
They're not. Yeah, they don't want to lose that money.
They're not going to do it. Right. It's right. They want that money.
Yeah, they don't want to lose that money. And end of story. So I think if you can figure out a way to extend it, um, let's see, let's just brainstorm it off the top of my head. You keep the season starting in hell, you know what? Let's just start with your idea. You start season in July. You said the summer. So what? Started when?
No, I said ended in the summer.
Oh, ended in the summer?
Keep it going through the summer. I say started after the new year.
Okay, so started after the new year, keep it going
Right.
through the summer. Okay.
Right. Because
So let's say
the beginning part of the NBA is born anyway. So started right around the playoffs, the football playoffs.
the college football and college
Oh,
football playoffs.
football. Yeah. Because football's open in February.
That's fair. You can start it
Yeah.
in that general frame. Okay, so then you go all the way up until what? March,
July,
April.
August.
I'll say, yeah, March, April, first break. Maybe give everybody a week or something.
Okay. Right around the Super Bowl.
Right around the Super Bowl. Give everybody a
Yeah.
week. Then you go to the All-Star, push hard All-Star break. Then you get to the back end of the season where you maybe push them another week. Then you ramp it up for the playoffs. Because I saw something, and LeBron's right about this. He said we go from playing basically no contact allowed or
Contact.
minimal contact allowed in the regular season to no rules. Not no
Hand
rules, but
checking, hand
yeah,
checking.
say the rules change in the playoffs, and we all see it. That's true, and we love it. I'm not
Playoff
complaining.
fouls. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
playoff fouls, playoff
Yeah.
basketball. We love that shit as viewers. So please keep it up. I'm not complaining, but he's right. It does change, and I can imagine it does do something to your body. So I would say if you're not going to shorten the season, maybe extend it.
Yeah, but Trey, you talk about the reason why you're saying this is because of all the recent injuries in the NBA with the Achilles and groins and all that shit like that. I mean, is the problem the season, or is it the problem that these guys are just so their bodies are so wound up and so tight?
You know what I really think it is, for real, for real? I
What is
think
it?
it's the possessions. We're
And
up
you think it's more possessions
yeah,
now than it
we're
was?
super up in possessions. Like people say, like people in the 80s and 90s play 82 games, and yes, they did, but they also played a half court game. We don't really play half court games anymore.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah. It's
lot of back and
yeah,
forth. And they
yeah.
do that from kids. So I would
But
say there's a lot of possessions, there's a lot of wear and tear on your lower bodies. So I think it's a little different
okay, okay.
with all the possessions.
Do you think it's the
So
style of the game is the reason why?
right, right. And you don't necessarily want to change the style of the game because it is, I agree with you, you want
That's
more
what's
dunks,
selling.
but it is exciting. It is fun to watch. So you don't necessarily want to change the style of the game. You know the owners aren't going to lessen the amount of games in the season because they don't want to lose that money.
That's where the
And
money is.
as many times as we can yell, take it back to 5-game series, that shit ain't happening either because they're going to lose money with that too. So I think the only thing that makes sense for everybody is to extend the season. You got to figure out what to do in those interim times. But if you can extend seasons and figure out where to give teams bye weeks or just give the league a bye week, you know what I mean, to allow them to rest their bodies and come, then you can just keep a fresh product.
I honestly think that the NBA is starting to become a circus. You got the play-in tournament. I'm sorry, the mid-season tournament.
They're trying. They're looking for attention. I agree.
Yeah, they're looking for attention when all you really have to do, in my opinion, is to adjust your schedule. Adjust the time that you start your season. You'll get the audience. I mean, look at it now. The WNBA is the only game playing right now.
I'm gonna watch
basketball.
As a matter of fact, I'm betting on that tonight.
See, but I'm saying if you're a basketball enthusiast, okay, like you are, basketball enthusiast, and you're not the only one. This is your perfect opportunity to take it of July and August.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think you can do both of our ideas in one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe change the start and extend the season. I just mean like extrapolate it out to make it a year-round thing. Somewhere at the end of the season after the finals, you got to have like an extended, maybe like 2 months off so you can do the free agency and shit and
honestly,
camps and whatnot. But year-round basketball does not sound like a bad idea.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But to LeBron's comment, honestly, man, the playoffs is the problem also. Yes, I mean, you go from playing on Monday to playing on Wednesday to playing on Sunday. So which means your body starts to contract okay, from the time off. I mean, most of these guys are not hitting the gym on a regular anyway. Because they have so many off-court
Off the
activities
court
that they have,
stuff.
right, that they have to do. So, back in the day, it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The travel day was one day. Now you get like a travel day, a rest day, and then you play the game. It's it's just too much time off for me. And you lose interest because I mean, let's be honest, half people don't even know when the last game was.
When the last game was.
When the last game of the season was. Like I had to tell guys on my job, no, it's no basketball tonight because they thought it was Friday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
No, it's
was
Sunday.
sad.
Yeah. I mean, you can't keep up with that scheduling, man.
So
You
what, you
can't.
think they should do it every other day, just period?
I think right. I think at least the first round should be every other day. And especially geographically the way it's set up. Most of these teams are close together. Golden State played who?
Houston
Houston
in the
in the
first
first
round
round. It's not that far.
and Minnesota in the
Played
second.
the Lakers. Yeah. Who's Cleveland played Indiana.
Played and then played the
Look how
Magic
close
in the
look
first.
how close
No,
Indiana and Cleveland is on the map.
Indiana and Cleveland. They're pretty
It's not
close,
that
actually.
far. It's
Yeah,
pretty
no, they're
damn
pretty close.
close.
You can
Yeah.
drive to that one.
You can drive to that one, right? So again, you stretching that out for 2 weeks. Shorten that shit up, man.
There is some, I think we can both agree, leaving it the way it is not the way to go.
It's not the way to go.
No, I think we can both agree on that. Whether they extend the season, whether they start it in January, whether they change it to a 60-game season, which is not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Something, I think we can all agree, something has got to change.
It does.
And yes, we can say it has to do with the injuries, and maybe it's a little bit of recency bias. But at the end of the day, we do want our stars on the floor. So
Yeah,
to
it's a
lose a
star-driven
season,
league.
yes, for sure. So this is, like that said, it's a star-driven league.
Yeah.
So when you lose your stars like your Tatums and your Tyrese Halliburtons and who is
Your
not be a
Dame
superstar, but he's a star, your
Lillard,
Dame Lillards,
Kyrie Irving,
Kyrie Irving, who tore his ACL, DeJounte Murray, set
Yeah.
B-tier star, but still, DeJounte Murray tore his Achilles. When you lose your 5 big names like that, who we probably will not see,
Zion, who has an overeating problem.
man, we got to stop talking about Zion. Just stop giving him attention.
Start calling him McDonald's. I'm gonna stop calling him Zion. I'm calling McDonald's. Mickey D's.
Mickey Z's.
You put a fat man in one of the most food cultured places in the United States, New Orleans, and
I wonder, is McDonald's
you don't think
ever
he's gonna
approached
eat.
him for?
He should. He could be the new Big Mac.
He could.
Yeah.
Big Z.
Yeah, we call it the Z burger.
Anyways, because we got it. Yeah, we
we're drifting. Yeah,
we definitely drifted. I forgot what we was talking about for a second. But nah, yeah, it's definitely a lot of recency bias because you want your stars playing at the end of the day. But we got to stop saying shorten the season. That's the easy way out to me.
That's the easy way out.
That's the easy way. That's just the easy thing to do. And too many people don't want to do it for it to happen. So let's figure something else out. I like my idea. Year-round basketball.
Year-round basketball. It does have a nice ring to it.
It does, right?
Does, yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't really have to compete with anybody because basketball is year-round.
Year-round.
You'll have an off season where you can do all your stuff, but yeah, year-round basketball sounds pretty chill.
Lost you again.
No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. No, stop fucking playing around. I'm literally almost done. Not the time.
I'm by myself. I could do the show by myself.
Oh, go ahead. Close this out.
Well, folks, that's going to be it because of technical difficulties that we've been having all day long. We apologize for Terrell having to leave early, but kids got to do what the kids got to do. But I did enjoy my new mic here, people. Thank you so much. And
real quick, they can only hear me, but tell them who won the most thoughtful gift competition.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with a tie. This was amazing. Okay, and Terrell gave me a card.
Where you get a card?
Yeah, he gave me a card. Old people love cards, man. We love cards.
Did he write something in at least?
Yeah, he did. The shirt sucked, but the card was nice. Yeah.
The car must have came second because you didn't tell me about
It
the
was
car.
in a box. He didn't. I didn't even look at it. He's like, well, I sent you a
Mm,
card. So I threw the box away. I'm like, oh shit, let me go get it. But yeah, it was a nice card. So
you're one of those people that throw the
I love
boxes
cards.
away. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
I
get rid of a
do. I
card.
do. I throw a box away. Yeah, without checking the whole thing. I mean, when you get a shirt, you're like, oh shit, okay, I don't want anything else. But no, it was nice. It was a nice card, and he gave me a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. You know I'm a sucker for Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
Probably spend more money than anything. But
My
now
pleasure.
it was really thoughtful, guys. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I did. It meant a lot to me. It did. It absolutely did. So on that note, we're gonna close out the show. Um,
Oh, my
to my
camera died. That's what happened.
okay, okay. There you
Ah,
go. Yeah, there you go. You have to edit that out.
nah, we'll keep it. All right, why not? You carried.
Who wants to see EI? Who wants to see EIEW on the screen?
Ah, that's a part of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
shows
yeah.
personality.
Does it really? All right, cool. But anyway, on that note, thanks for joining us this week. I know it's been a while since we recorded anything. We're gonna have to get better on that.
For sure.
Now that basketball is over, we have to find another topic to discuss.
Loading big three content.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes, yes. The big three. I like that.
That started
You
2
guys,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
If you guys watch that, please chime in and tell me who your favorite team is.
For sure.
Players. The fact that Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley is on the same team is insane.
Is lovely. We was
That
going
shit is
through the
insane.
rosters a couple days ago, and it's like,
That shit
dang,
is insane. Yeah. Dwight Howard playing in the big three.
Dwight's back. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Ice Cube for a vision that he started that everybody thought was going to be corny. It's been going
That
on for
is
like the
still
last
going
8
on.
years. Yeah.
Yep, that is still
that's
going
amazing.
on.
Yeah, that in
Truly,
itself
truly
is
amazing. So, nah, for sure. If y'all want to keep up with your big three content, started by Ice Cube, please go on and subscribe to the channel. Like the videos, because we're gonna be keeping up with that until it's over. Because that should probably carry us until football season gets there.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely. So for all your big three content, go on and smash that subscribe button, please, and thank you. And we'll probably be doing some more WNBA as well as NFL off season
and baseball, because I like baseball.
And baseball. Yeah, as you can see, we're about to be in a free for all because the next 2 months are get dry.
I do like baseball.
So we promise to deliver a well
banging show, baby.
Yeah, say well thought out
show.
and good show for y'all, no doubt. So
that's right.
Again, thank y'all for joining us. Go on, smash that subscribe button, like button, share to all your friends and your family and anybody famous you may know. Other than that, any questions, comments, and concerns, Dan?
We good.
That's about it. Ice Cube, come join us on the show one day.
No shit. No
for
shit.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, man. Love you.
Otherwise, love you, Dad.
Peace.
Later.